Hello, I'm Dr. Bang, the hair magician who protects your hair. It's a pleasure to be here. Actually, it's not perfectly natural. There are some awkward aspects. A transplant means moving hair from another part of your body, right? As you know, our eyebrow hairs are typically a bit thin. To look like real eyebrows, you need to have a lot of thin hairs densely implanted with the direction and angle almost perfectly matched. So, is an eyebrow transplant 100% natural? Not really. We're not at that level yet, but sometimes there are people whose hair thickness is similar to their eyebrow thickness. When those people get a transplant, the results can be much better. Therefore, for gentlemen who naturally possess somewhat thicker eyebrows, the effects of the procedure are quite excellent. However, for individuals whose eyebrows are inherently very sparse, thin, or lack strength, the outcome might appear somewhat artificial or unnatural. I believe excessive density, even after meticulous implantation, can appear awkward. So, what I often tell people is this: for now, we should extinguish the immediate concern, and after approximately a year, if there are any aspects that are still unsatisfactory, we can then proceed with a more meticulous retouching procedure. At that juncture, it can truly achieve a natural appearance. It would be most convenient for you to consider it from that perspective. Right. That's right, they keep growing. So I absolutely must teach them how to properly groom their eyebrows. When you get a transplant, the hair comes from the back of your head. Once transplanted to the eyebrows, it keeps growing like head hair. For the first 1 to 2 years, it grows really well. Therefore, I must instruct them on how to effectively trim and maintain their eyebrows. Your eyebrows grow long, however, this also offers advantages. It truly makes your eyebrows appear much fuller. And then, after approximately 2 to 3 years have passed, the transplanted eyebrow hairs genuinely begin to transform into what look like your natural eyebrows. If you have an eyebrow tattoo and you're satisfied with it, and you're considering getting an eyebrow transplant on top of it, then you can certainly proceed with that decision without any issues. This is because it inherently provides a shadow effect, which can indeed make it appear even more prominent. However, if the eyebrow transplant and the tattoo have entirely different designs, then you'd have to remove the tattoo, and tattoo removal can be quite taxing on your skin. Tattoo removal is mostly done with a laser. A laser treatment basically creates a small wound on the skin. Sometimes the tattoo is gone, but the skin becomes hardened. That makes the transplant procedure very challenging, so you like the tattoo but you don't want to add more to it. Or you don't like it because of discoloration. Then I suggest getting the transplant as is and waiting for the color to fade naturally over time. That's what I typically tell patients, so if you're quite displeased with your tattoo, in that case, I typically suggest undergoing one procedure to slightly lighten the tattoo and subsequently proceeding with the eyebrow transplant. Today, we've explored the topic of eyebrow tattoos. I am confident that many of you have even deeper inquiries, so if time allows later, I promise to provide a more comprehensive explanation. Thank you kindly for your attention.